Alrighty. Oh, I gotta fix things. Shoot. It's not working.
What?
Oh, there we go. There. Okay. It's just, hi. Just go to my name. Okay. Yeah. Let's just go this door. No. Let's begin this one. Here we go.
Famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
Okay.
I used to be a slave, kept under the thumb of the master, the bastard that made me hunt down my own kin. How did he do that, you ask? With the living scar you see on my cheek, this horror that takes no more than a song sung by Master Dearest to control my very thoughts. But now the tables have turned. I broke my shackles, and when I finally find him, I will make the Master sing a very different kind of song.
That's number 2. How many are there? Okay. Interesting. Another dwarf. Elf. Human. Oh, this is custom made. So we get a dwarf, elf, human, wizard, undead.
Prepare yourself. Greet the Reaper for me. Better luck next.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Prepare yourself. Glory is mine.
That's what we're gonna go with. Oh. So we got a bed mage, a cleric. Mm-hmm. Okay. That one looks okay. Pink, no. No. Metamorph. Rogues are fun. Stop. Crossbow. AVH. For a wizard. That seems complicated. Green turquoise. Shadowblade seems weird. This is more, I want like a magey kind of thing. That's what it is. Oh, let's try mage. It's also talents. Okay, so you're sophisticated. You're demon. Oh. What the fuck? I think opportunist is pretty good. Ooh. I like that one. Okay. one. I can pick one. I can pick two. I'm wondering if this is good, or I should try something else. Feared. This is all we get to pick up. Cello is a big instrument. What the? Okay, instrument it is. I think this is good.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
Here we go.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough.
Okay.
Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
So I'm a prisoner. Ooh. Okay.
So, it wasn't a dream after all.
Oh, I just pressed. Okay.
Oh, I don't even remember them strapping me down.
No, that's not. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, let's keep it. There we go. Well, he is slow boy. No. Yep, that's fine. That's exactly.
An animal sty. Freight or food?
I'll just take the exit, I guess. Is that a secret over there? Is it? Move. Okay. Is it neat? Is it a key? it's locked. That's what I needed to do. Wow. That's so weird. Oh, this looks so good. Not the plate, you dingus. You're just gonna sit. You're just gonna, yeah. Understood. Is there anything in you? There's a pocket knife. Eye. Okay, let's see eye. Where's the pocket knife? Where's my found it. It's a box. Just drop that. You don't need. Ooh. Okay. Now we go through. Oh, just kidding. There we go. Whale. Oh, I'm slow to you. Oh, I can just set it on fire. What the heck? Oh, I'm really. The level 10 door. Holy. Okay. I want to go down here first. Oh, there's your guard. He's sleepy. Can I maybe? Oh, wait. Wait, stop. Do I stab him? I maybe not stab him.
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as the snoring Magister mumbles himself awake. One bloodshot eye opens, and then another.
Is my shift over? You here to relieve me? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy lizard? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face.
Let's not.
And it's about time too. The lads and lasses up there are getting lazy. Figures they'd send one of you sorcerers down. They can barely be chuffed to wiggle a single toe.
I should have just stabbed him.
Can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs.
What? No.
That's all I needed to hear. Just don't let that caged rascal fool you. You can't trust him as far as you can throw him.
Where's the prisoner? Who is the prisoner? Source muted.
Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think. Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here. Suit yourself. But we're all in the same boat here, so to speak. I'll await your return.
No, wait. I can. Okay, wait.
You there. Come here.
No, shut up. Oh, it's just. Oh. I don't even have to do anything. Okay. Poison. Okay, I have a resistance to poison, I know that. I can do something with these things. Interesting, okay. Get up, you dingus. So there's a thing of poison here. Get up. Oh, okay. Can't move, you can't move, okay. Combine with. No, no, no. Get out, get out, get out. Just drop. Well, let's go back and free this guy, maybe. Excuse me. Put that somewhere else. Okay, wait. Move away. Where's my inventory? I have a burning barrel. You know what? It's fine. I didn't want to do that. Let us just. Should we free him? Let's free him. It's probably a bad idea, but like.
Go ahead and ignore me. But you should know, a gentleman among jesters you are. Give that lever a pull, and I guarantee we'll both get something out of the deal.
I've got a knife. I'm fine.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his eyes rest on yours.
Uh-oh.
Ah, freedom. Tastes better than wine. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set you free, lad. Say your prayers while you've breath to speak them. The halls await.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Let's. Should we move away? No, he's got fireball. Oof. How did he get 3? Let's move away. Oh, he only gets. I only have 2. Oh no. Let's kill this mutants. Understood. The heck?
What do you have to gain by killing me? Strange forces are at work.
He had nothing. Okay, let's needle. Oh, you know what I could do then? With this thing, take a nap.
not the most elegant solution, was it?
How long do I poison you for? You know what? Oh! I have resistance. I'm burning. That's great. Can you
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Really?
Boring.
That was stupid. Oh no. Oh no. Let's go report to whatever her name
Why,
is.
there you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Sauce. For good. Is he? Oh, well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
Okay.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Sauce spells of yours? See what happens.
Yeah, no.
Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you.
It's the colors that
Promise.
kill me.
My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Sauce.
That's what I thought. What?
For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
This is my map. Important character.
Now, where did I leave my calipers?
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of,
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir.
Good.
You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you.
Is that a lamb?
Listen.
Or a man?
I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform.
Ooh.
Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
Waters. I like her.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Okay. Well, I have to go this way. Is that door locked? No, it's simply just...
Be good, you scallywags.
They're children.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too.
This was one of the backstories.
I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She chuckles once more.
That red-cheeked refusal tells me more than licking you would. But, suit yourself, darling.
She smiles contemptuously.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Ace was one of them too.
Seems to
I
me
always
you
knew
should
you'd
be a
turn
little
out
more
rotten, Ben
afraid.
List.
There's a killer about,
Your
after
kind
all.
always hung closest to
Till
our divine,
overboiling a bit of
like
cabbage
wolves
becomes a
around a
crime.
campfire.
I shall hold my head.
What is that? Murder victim. Yeah, let's go over here and see what this is. This is kind of a misty thing. Sorry.
So, anything interesting for me? Right.
Ah, I gotta find something. Ooh. Who would it be?
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this Trambiathan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Oh, I think this was another guy.
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
Okay.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
You clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Oh.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Can I cook? That's a great question.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach.
Oh god, what do I cook?
On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we?
Alrighty.
As per your own testimony, you can cook and groom, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
Forgive me, Kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve. If I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct something more fitting. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
She has a really long neck. Who is over here?
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Wow.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. Why, I never. I left my good pals at home, or I'd be clutching them with all my daintiest, most ladylike might. Say as you will, husband. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb won't be treated so.
The children break out into giggles.
I would too.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Sure.
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
Ooh.
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief. Please, please, please. no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Wow! Are you a dragon? You look like a dragon. But where are your wings?
I wish.
My mum is afraid of lizards. I'm not. I think you're neat. I'd be happy if I had a tail.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
We'll hang you right over the side of the Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able to take 'em on.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
Wow.
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
And I don't intend to do away with the custom.
The ship, of course.
His eyes snap open. He looks at you and frowns.
Murder? Ah, that's what they were going on and on about.
Yeah?
I wouldn't know anything about it.
Really?
I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it too.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of repose once more.
Whether they catch me is another matter. But I ain't one to hide my accomplishments.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger, it's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
Anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Got this one on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of the ship.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
Always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a
Got this one on a leash.
Look at Fane. He's the skin.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales, and rubs his chin.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What purpose did that serve? Was that a greeting? Was it... Oh. Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How... difficult. You have my apologies, Lizard. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once. Ah, yes. The niceties. My name is Fane. I am a scholar from... well, I am a seeker of knowledge. That is enough. It is pleasurable to meet you. Is there? Wherever do you keep it? Certainly not in your books. I have been reading this one for several minutes, and I have yet to find a single insight into the mysteries of the universe. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any useful information.
Excuse me.
Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Yeah, I didn't mention anything. Let's talk to this one. You just talked to him. Right. Well, that's kind of cool how it fits with that.
So, anything interesting for me? I'll take that as a no.
I found what's her face.
Just step to the part where I reassure you and you shut up. Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer.
Okay, we're gonna go to him and see if he can
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far? Of course I do. Seems Voidwoe can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, is it? You'll see. We're gonna help you. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
I've seen Bowles tried on her, and if she tries to run...
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
Uh-oh.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
By all means, do as the officer says. But you had better hurry, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What happened?
Left alt. Wait, no, left alt. We must go and run now. Oh wait, there's something over here that needs to be picked up. Left alt. knocked out. They're all knocked out. Why am I wet? Okay, let's just...
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls, the hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please, make it stop.
No.
Too much. Too much. Can't smell. Can't breathe.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
I can help it then. Where are things? Let's go through here. Oh, that's a lot of dead things.
God damn it! We need to get off this wreck, and quick! Not long before this thing snaps into splinters!
Onion. Masters.
What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull!
It's the whatchamacallit.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is, a warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains from your hand, and you are left numb.
Why is Fane over there? Oh, Fane. My brother.
You pass through the door, and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly use the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not concern me. No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply walk to shore. Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated movement.
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving, and I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way. Go on, go, swim or drown or do whatever takes your fancy. I have a book to read.
Wonderful. What the heck is death fog? I'm concerned. I have a... Here we go. Jeez. Fire anything up here worth doing? I don't think so.
Not now.
What do you mean not now? Why did you need to hit him? That won't be far enough away from me. Ah, he's still gonna reach me. Shit. Ugh. He's gonna hit me twice. poison. They both just died. I did not just die. So I know what I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm gonna equip this. Burn this. We can get down here. So close. Let's just back it up. Oh, I can just. Ooh. Yeah, come back through the burning stuff. That's a great idea. Yeet.
Children and dwarfs first, just like the old soldiers said.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get the hell out of here.
There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Yeah. Right over here. Let's eat ourselves. Go down. Ah, it's this one. Oh my goodness. We need to get her up.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Are there any survivors? Louse.
Step up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Void Woken!
There's another one.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Using the source? They're everywhere.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I thought we weren't allowed to use source.
Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph.
I've faced worse. I yield to none.
Yeah, just burned. I am really slow.
No telling where there might be more. We need to move.
Please. Let's head above decks for some air. Let's do it.
I hear something.
Sounds like she needs help. She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of blood, quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
It's ripping the ship apart!
When I go down the ship,
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
that sounds great.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Nice. What? You.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship.
Why
Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive. I thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A dragon that marries an elf? That sounds silly. Can I hear it anyway?
You warmly tell the tale of the dragon, but despite your best efforts, you notice that your knowledge of legends and monsters is somehow upsetting the child.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside. But you didn't die. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. You can stay out here with me if you want. You don't seem that scary.
All of my gold. Can't reach. Wait, I'm still.
Voidwoken! Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore.
Excuse me.
Look here, Quercus. Another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them.
Was that? Yes, I did see how it managed to survive an attack by the great acorn servants. Impressive, just as you say.
Like a dead cat.
But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, but I see. You are a cunning devil, Quercus. Of course, if it escaped the great acorn's vile servants, it can do so again. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe. Egad! It speaks our tongue, Quercus! Hush before...
Oh, wait.
What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Salora, grandest of the... Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence. Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste. The great acorn waits for no one.
There's just a squirrel phone. Yeah, okay. Okay, there must be something over here. Like... a barrel. Sure. The red prince.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smoldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further... If you really must know, I haven't quite decided yet. I've a frightful amount of things on my mind, hence my standing here contemplating the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. Yes, but these weren't castles in the sky, were they? Quite obviously, I was musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the spouse of the sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine. I accept.
Ooh.
On one condition.
I'm not gonna be safe.
For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of our kind's revered mystics. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? Oh well, that wishy-washy answer will have to do then.
Nice.
So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
Oh. That's cool. What? That's so cool.
A black cat. Some would see this as an omen.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me. What? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, stop following me. Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I just...
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Okay.
One, two, long dead of the crew. 3, 4, pretty shells on the shore. Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Nice. Where's the shore? This way. It would have to be this way. Ooh, game saved. There might be danger.
Now where should I put this one?
Can I swim? Can you swim? You can't swim. I don't know a lot of people there. I don't know how I feel about people yet. Oh, there was literally... It's not my friend. Yeah, that's my friend. Right. Wait, the cat's following me too now? In a little bit of a circle. But like...
Here lies a nameless inmate. May he find the peace denied him in life in the Hall of Echoes.
What a pets with the food. Whoa. Whoa, it's up here. Can you get up that? Excuse me? Those enemies are gone. No, they're not. No, they're not. Find Jimmy, perhaps. You stop.
I know you.
What do you have?
Stare at the slain beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
They didn't put up much of a fight. Dry land mustn't suit them.
Drowned and eaten by a void woken. I wonder in which order.
So literally nothing over here. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, there's reinforced crates. I do have this. Just need to find it. Alright, looks like we have to kind of go over here now. Let's look around the map.
Never want to step foot on a stuffy old boat ever again. Never.
There's literally...
I never want to set foot on a stuffy old boat.
Let's go up to where there's people then. See if we can find something.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, lizard!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
What?
I told him at noon exactly, didn't I?
With my persuasion. She had Firestorm. I might even have that. Because you did it enough. Teeth of the lake. Elves, we gotta bring that to what's right now. Find her.
Did I follow it first?
Come on over here. Oh wait, do I have to check it out too? Yep. Strength and furnace should be highly considered thing.
I've spotted something.
Haha. Shadow is a secret thing. There was this thing.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
You damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... well, not my kind, but those that look like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, please. It is far too complicated. It requires more finesse than can be achieved by a rock tied to a stick, which I assume is your oeuvre. No, but once I have extracted the required material from this specimen, it will all be rather simple. And then I can return to finding my people. I cannot be the last Eternal. The rest of them are somewhat absent. At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
How in the world? She's stopping. I don't know how to get to her. You should get the source wounded off of me. Let's go in here. Probably not study it. Oh, wait, I can't. This is okay.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. A kin, is it? A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. Doubly so for a lizard traitor. It's a pity she couldn't die twice. Easy enough to say in times of peace, but look around. We're standing on the edge of the end. The void woken are coming, Scale Shedder. And it's only the divine order that can protect us.
Brave God, will you quit dragging this on? Playing that hard, Lexi. Just out.
You! Help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment, before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
There's 4 of us and...
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Let's follow her then.
Where's the oil?
Where did you go? Are you running?
It's so... Oh, it echoes too.
Buddy.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his graying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh. The tip of his tail starts to wag.
I'm Buddy. It's no use anyway.
Let's not.
The dog tentatively sniffs the offering, then grabs it between its teeth and swallows it.
You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her.
Don't, if you didn't hear it, that means you're
that is... I love you. Say, let me show you something.
Whoa, wait.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
Got you!
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Magisters I handle, but small ones. An elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire, she has no need for slimy, sticky, small ones.
Oh, this is someone we talked to.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. No doubt he turns on you next. These humans hate us.
She bows.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I fear the Magisters. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
I magicked you, you're dead! Got you! I got you! Shua! 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 Got you!
But I do not see him.
I don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Whoever kills the other is the boss! You're cheating!
We just press 0. What does 0 do? I drank something. Great. Okay, let's get out of here. Can we do my full buddy now?
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. It's nice to see you. I think I love you. Key? What key? Oh, the key! The Magister who took Emmy dropped it when he was walking away. Did someone say Emmy? Oh, Emmy. If you find out where it leads, if you see Emmy, tell her I miss her. Not too far from here. but she was taken by a guy in a white robe who smelled horrible, like lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of dogs, and also a little like dead people. He dragged her into the big castle just there. I'm so worried about her.
Did I get a key from her? Oh, I should equip these. Pants. Oh. Did I get a key? Is there a key?
Food.
What can we do next? Someone set up camp here. Alrighty.
So this is Fort Joy.
Delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Maybe you don't speak ancient. What I mean is, I'm very tired. Unless you have a bit of... Never mind. Excuse me.
Hands out your pockets now. What do you want, freak? I got my good eye on you, bub.
Okay.
The kin's brow knits together, then apart and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts and doesn't look up as you approach.
Destructive spirit of stomping.
Leave me be, Sam.
I only mean that if you think about it logically, she's much better off.
Leave.
Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on. Piss off. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Don't feel too bad. Fella had no decency. If you don't have that, you don't have anything to live for. Maybe they're onto something then. Maybe we do belong here.
He nods at you and turns back to his handiwork. He lies.
Hero. Ethel.
Ha! Coloured like a dog. A very tall, very scaly dog. I'd pity you, but Sceptre the Ineffable has no patience for weakness. I'd like to see you try, meatbag. Shorth caught through me like a tidal wave, ready to break over your pathetic cowed head at my command. But of course, they'll happily dump your maggot-ridden corpse into the sea when they're through with you. This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights and the other has sunk to depths too humiliating to describe. Pity.
What is he dropping?
Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time.
Oh. Oh. Because I'm blinded. Yeah. How are you?
Thick and long. Combs it out all dilly-eyed. Say he likes it big and strong. Combs it out all dilly-eyed. Twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. He strokes and pokes like all. Combs it out all dilly-eyed.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't mean so much.
You forget my name here?
Everything there? Good.
Twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. All day long. Combs it out all dilly eye.
Neither void we can consume their joy, their misery.
Come on, you stubborn hungered garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Got two of my own, haven't I?
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something. Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I loosened her up.
Sure. He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble. I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. May have been cast out, but you can bet your last heel of breed she wishes she hadn't have. I've taken my revenge 1,000-fold on that tyrant's fleet. I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be? Then it's settled. Capital! Well, that's that sorted. Onward then. I've got to get out of here, and soon. And I suppose you do too.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, She turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
Maybe you ought to give those companions of yours another chance. Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Maybe they mean something to you after all. Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering. Thank you kindly, sweetheart. I do appreciate it. They were good lads. Too good for this place. In some ways, I'm glad they got out quickly. Listen to me, bubbling on like a cauldron. You're sweet to listen. And yes, they were lovely. Totally lovely. I'll see him again before I'm gone for good. That's for certain. You run along now, darling. You shouldn't spend what little time you've got left here listening to an old bleeding heart moan.
Where's the tension in? We're back to where Buddy is, right? I know there's someone here.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with every roll. Or so she said. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, so I can decide your fate here and now. But you did, and now the tables have turned. You look quite startled to me.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. A curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
It's dawning on you, isn't it? Why I hate reptiles like you. Forgive me if I don't take your word for it.
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed. Never. You are a lizard, perhaps a slaver. Why should I freely chain my fate to one like you, like I was once forced to? You did save me, didn't you? Ugh, how aggravating. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push or pull? The agony of choice.
She's kind of weak.
You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. Yes, I'll let you live. I'll even agree to travel with you provided we talk to another lizard. The one I've had my eye on. I'm not quite sure the weather will save him.
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
Let's discuss our respective roles then, shall we? You, me, and Death will be playing many a round of hide and seek. So, what role would you like me to play? As a rogue, my speciality is stealth, the quick silence of the dagger striking unseen. That said, I'm perfectly lethal wielding any weapon or magic. It suits me fine. Lead on, or better yet, let me take the lead. Then follow me. But wait, you seem to have quite a few followers already. We'll be far too conspicuous traveling in a caravan like that. Return to me once you've culled a couple.
I can cull a couple.
Is it not enough that you travel with me? Must you speak too? Go on then, bark away. Let's see if we can find any method in it.
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
Yes, I can imagine it might be somewhat difficult for you to forever be in my shadow.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Go on then, play in the sun. I have actual work to do.
I wonder if we'll find him something. There we go.
What took you so long?
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity.
Yeah.
But at least she's on your side. For the moment.
I guess I should spend points. Let's get rid of the statue. Wait, I need to do that for him to stop. No, I guess I don't. It's Sticktail. We just saw him.
Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a groveling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudenay leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this sting-tailed fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne. Of course it is. I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer. A greater one. A more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, Let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about Swamp Dreamers too. If I chewed that much Druden, eh?
As you're about to approach the lizard, Sabine cups your chin between thumb and index finger, then guides your eyes to hers.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. Then the questions commence.
Yeah.
You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff.
Ooh, we've heard of Griff.
Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own intestines. Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction, and as she wipes her needle clean, shoots you a cursory look.
Really?
Chat's over.
Demon elf, how dare you strike down a dreamer?
Such is my prerogative, Prince. And doubly so, my pleasure.
Like, come on, man. There's a waypoint up here. What is this waypoint?
Worse than war rations, these.
Something on your mind? It's simple. He scarred me, so I scarred him. Extensively.
She defies you with devilishly innocent eyes.
Can you blame me? Justice tends to be. Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me still. The search for the master continues, of course. Hungry work, the hunt. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it happens. Fellow named Griff. 2 birds, 1 stone. How about it?
Okay. Oh, this is Griff.
Sabine gently places a hand on the small of your back. Her mouth reaches your ear with a whisper.
Let me have a word with the gentleman, would you? I've a little clue to follow up on. Come now. No such thing need happen here, provided this man can be reasoned with.
Sabine steps forward and asks Griff the cook about the lone wolves. A dead little birdie told her he's the man to talk to. A little back and forth ensues. Money crosses hands, and before you know it, Sabine stands back beside you, all smiles.
Thank you. We should make good on our escape, you know. I have to see a man about a wolf in the hollow marshes. Naught but a whelp in skillful hands, I'm sure.
Okay.
Zalaskar's his name. A name for the taking, if it comes to that.
Worse than war rations, these. Ain't fit for beasts.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Give it down, will you?
Okay, there's one. Was that Emmy? I feel like it was the one up here. So.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
So I'm gonna need to find my way inside the castle. Because I have a key for a hole.
Is that indigestion or is it... Oh gods, not now.
That's where I came in. There's more stuff up there.
Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave.
Oh no.
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement, and madness screams from its wide, bloodshot eyes.
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time. Maybe I unscrew your lid and poke about inside and set your memory straight. Would that please you? Can you not remember now? Ugh! Where does the yarrow grow? Where?
Did he just contaminate? We're all about to die. Yeah. I just...
And then it spawned me all the way back. I can't fast travel it. I'm almost 5.
How can I block that?
dare you?
I'm fading.
That was rude. We need to find some cans.
You'll hie yourself to the grave.
I bet she would warn me about that.
By the Queen's beard, it looks like you lost a fight with a claw hammer. Reckon you're in need of something to heal yourself up, eh? Ha! Well, if that's the truth, then a little potion won't do any harm either way.
Instead of a potion, she hands you an empty bottle and a fat brown mushroom.
I knew I saw some talent in you. Go ahead and combine the mushroom with the vial. Once you've mastered the technique, you'll never need help from a crusty old quack like me again. Yes, now, you'll hie yourself to the grave. Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave. Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave.
Whoever kills the other is the boss! You can't get me!
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
Being compact's got its benefits.
I don't know if I like this.
You, son of Tenax, has King Thorin come to liberate this Isle of Horrors? Brachus always feared him. He always feared dwarfish might. Oh, blessed day! 1,000 years. Can it have been so long already? Gods, how the time flies. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king it was. Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation. I beg you. Please, good sir.
I've got it.
Good sir. You have set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. That would I do. But there is strong magic at play here. I am bound still. Even a spell most terrible. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex. May maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm. But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. Surely you know it. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well, but search there for another hidden switch. Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. With dignity. Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed.
Oh, God.
Brachus used this place to build an arsenal of terrible weaponry as yet unseen in our world. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls, wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers. My order would never have used such barbaric magic against our enemies.
Okie dokie. Let's... Okay, we still need to find some beds. What now? No, I'm not. I can't. There's...
Whoever kills the other is the boss!
got no health for this. Beds would be nice. Who the... I've never seen this man's in my life. Alrighty, let's... Just never mind, don't go in there. Need a little rest, my dude. That's a hard equip. Yeah.
The Divine himself, Lucian. Shrine's turned into a memorial, it seems.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. You hear a strange sound, like rusted hinges creaking and air rushing through a tunnel. A hatch appears behind the shrine.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
He has spoken. Lucian has spoken.
Ooh.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey.
Oh, how pensively our shield looks down upon us.
Okay, just making sure they're all still with us and stuff. Can you, like, no? Okay. I didn't catch it, says down here. Oh. There's a waypoint. Pause. Nothing to pause. Nothing. Great. Some more orange shaft. Rotten apples. What kind of shaft do I have? There's durability on these things. Hacking. Hack. Do you have to open it? Just open it. Undead can pick locks. Thievery level 2 low.
It's broken. It's broken.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. What kind of key do we need here?
You peer at the statue and recognize the face as that of the goddess Amadia. The droplet burns both hot and cold, and yet you feel no pain. You step towards the flow, desiring more, wanting desperately for it to take you, and darkness envelops you.
No thanks. No, that's a hard. No, you're 3 for level 2 and you're not. I don't know. Resistance poison. Oh my god, we need to find a key. Could probably break it down, but like, ugh. You have to have a lockpick on you. Let's try that. Right. This is poison. You don't have a staff. Okay, let's. Okay, there is a way into the thing because I have keys. Right. I do have keys. Oh, wait, there's stuff here. Why am I hack that? Would be me.
Did he part that you are? I'm some training right now.
I find the key down here is the question. Or should I just keep attacking it? I think it was a bug. I need a key. I would have a key.
Need something in the kitchen, do you?
Or we need to find a way into the laboratory. Buddy, the key that Buddy gave me.
No, it's not good, Jacob.
Buddy.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be. I think I love you, key. Okay, if you find out where it leads.
Perhaps it was those bleeding dwarves did me so much.
I ache for battle.
This might be not a good idea. They all seem friendly. Okay, I need to equip some armor that I picked up.
You come to fight. You come to prove yourself. You come to be worthy. There can be only one, and you have but one chance.
She scoffs.
To prove you are the one. Never mind. The one does not ask such a question.
I've waited this long. I can wait longer.
I ache for battle.
Maybe we just kill them.
Who will be next to
You
fight?
come to fight. Good. Who aids you? Choose wisely. Whether you fail or succeed, you do not fight more than once.
Can we get on this already?
Oh, excuse me. You. Son of a- The rogue. She is blinded. Can you get up here? You can get up here. But I don't want you up here. I want you. Yeah, I want you over there. There's none up there. On Rex. Boy. You are blinded. In the front ear. Did you really just step in that? Oi! Don't move through the oil. You move through the oil. That's a lot. There are so many of them. No, there are so many oil spills around me. I want to get out of this oil though. Yep, he's dead. You're gonna get poisoned. You don't. And you're slowed. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. I am this prince.
I'm ready.
She's just dead. That's why. There's so much damage. Oh, I could have reached. Where are you going? There's no way up here, does there? No. To burn him. Did not really work.
I should have killed a bunch of guys.
Just gonna be out there. Where are you going? Can I give up?
The one will walk among us, though not today, it seems.
Someone will
Okay, so I'm not doing that again.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted. Everything there? Good.
We're talking with his dad as a can.
So where? I'm confused.
Bastard.
Maybe up here we have to go? Let's try that.
It's too tight.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Don't touch me. You're too close. This collar, this place, it's squeezing the life from me. Ugh. It won't budge. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
She breathes deeply into the pouch and begins to calm.
Thank you.
Right hand, boy.
Sniper.
Here we go.
Pay up.
Send us your children.
But do you like Ash?
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to beat.
Quite the hand, Freshy. Unfortunately, 2 is less than 5, and that's how many purples I've got. I reckon that makes me the winner. I'll be having your fee then. I'm sure the Reds told you. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets. To be sure, Chief. Pay up and you get to keep your eyes. Sounds pretty satisfying, doesn't it? Go on then. Whatever pennies you've got in your pocket ain't worth my breath. But don't you go telling Griff I was soft on you.
Griff might be someone we need to look into more.
The priest's jaws might be sewn shut with fishing wire, so harshly do they clench at the sight of beast. He speaks one clipped, precise syllable.
Son. I'm not offended by the beast. No matter how foul that name feels to my lips. Just disappointed.
He turns his attention to Beast himself, whose face looks oddly blank, given his usual rambunctious demeanor.
Did you think your merry band could try to toss Justinia into the sea and the clouds would turn to rainbows? A storm of your making still rages, and whenever word of your deeds reaches her ears, lightning strikes. When your flunkies scream for revolution, I know what they're really screaming for, Beast. And I know it's dwarven blood being shed.
Someone had to stand up to Justinia. Not all of us are like you religious types. You fold up your hands and pray. Like that's going to feed the hungry and bathe the young. I'm not given to prayer. I just get things done.
I would sooner implore Duna to intervene than to leave behind a trail of crimson limbs for the innocent to clean away.
The priest collects himself. His eyes still burn, but his words are ice.
May the Seven bless you, Beast. Lest the void overtake and devour it all.
You there, lizard? I'm looking for an inmate. A smallish man, thick spectacles, prone to somewhat eccentric chatter. He wears a large bronze pendant with a dragon stamped into it. Have you seen him? You have seen him? Tell me, where was he?
Ooh.
And you're very sure it was him?
The ring sits heavily in her hand. Her fingertips droop under its weight, and it seems about to fall to the ground when she grasps it tightly and holds it to her breast.
He was my father. This can't be. You said he was upon the beach, yes? I need to have a look myself. This simply can't be.
She stands stock still with her eyes closed for a moment, then turns away without another word.
She ain't coming back.
That's it. I call court. Pay up.
I know where she's going.
Got it. What did they do to him? What did they do to him? Leave me be! Leave!
Now I have the question of to find the laboratory. Let's go over here and see if these people can tell me anything. No, no, no. E.
Gavel! None of your business, you leathery freak.
The Magister stares at the ground, unaware of your presence. With a start, she looks up and realizes someone is standing right beside her. Her eyes meet yours. She doesn't blink.
The Divine is dead. The Bishop is all we have left. Yes, our Lord Bishop is human, and so is his father, the Divine. The Divine.
Oh!
Her voice trails to silence, and she resumes staring at the ground, lost deeply in thought.
I do wish Alexander would ascend.
Did you just kill my cat?
Go on, keep moving.
That was my cat. What? 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 Okay. People just shoot cats randomly. What the heck? Oh, the secrets.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one. Oh, noble. But after the Magisters take you all, your nobility will have been for nothing. Good luck with your... Change your mind about my offer yet? Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Finally someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can... There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location. It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go. I'm glad you're of such a mind. I never was one for gore myself, but never mind. I've got the plan and you've got the brawn. Get that artifact and you and I are as good as free. Go give those lizards... Pardon, what for?
What the heck? Okay. There.
The boy will consume their joy, their misery.
Why should I not do anything? Oh my god. whoa, whoa. Now I make oh, that's great. You take an attack of opportunity. Where are my other spells? I have another spell. Because it's not level 2, I switched out my thing. Okay, okay, okay. Yep. Oh no. You need to be very close there. So oh god. Are you going after him?
I need aid.
Focus! Ooh. That'll be useful. So will look for you. So will it for you. And also will it for you.
Yeah, that's right. How am I full health?
Thousand bottles of dust.
It's too
50 bottles of tears.
tight.
Make the engine rust.
So, what's the news? Well, I certainly got lucky with you, didn't I? The way out's nice and secluded. It starts in a little hidden alcove on the beach. Give me your map. I'll show you where to go.
Is that where it is? Been there already. I wonder if I'm just gonna yeet my friends. Cause he said alone.
Come. This way, in the back. Follow me.
Ooh, I could grab him and pick the lock. In exchange for, like, beast or something.
Perfect. Now, teleport me down to the ledge behind me near the tree stump. I'll bring you right after. Oh, we're almost free. Can you taste the ale? Oh, the scent of home. Perfect. You think this is a game? Well, good luck escaping without me, you sodding ringworm.
I cannot tell.
Not drawing many winning cards of late, but I won't be
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
If we have different...
You again? Can't you see?
He lifts the corpse's eyelids.
It could be worse. Although they could... I suppose. You seem more... very well.
I want to see if he can get me inside the thing. If not, I'm coming back for the beast. Because I don't know what he does. It's just more armor and stuff. I should probably get off soon. I can do that for how long? We can do. I do need to pay you. should be able to get inside. No? These needle fingers. Are you?
Your eyes brim with inquiry, so ask. We may see no bars, but we are firmly behind them here and now. As I hunt for answers, escape must ever be on our minds.
Actually, I think this is a good place to leave it off, because I don't really know what to do next. I want to sleep though. Heal them all up. Look at this one's more sleep. Oh, it's a bee. Yeah. Ooh. There's somebody in here.
Leave me! Go! Get away! Get back! At least wait till I've croaked my last, if you want to study me.
Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal. Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy.
Okay.
An elf.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out? I do. I prepare it myself. One only has to follow the path. But you guess I need something too. Griff tells you, does he not? I take his supplies, but I don't take what he thinks. I do not have his oranges. I do not even see them. I tell you what I know. But first, I want to make a trade. I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here. I cannot die in this cage. Finally, progress. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find who steals them. After I am free, you are free. I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks. Thank you.
I've got that special shipment you was asking after.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again. Griff tears into one of the oranges with both hands. Juice squirts through his hands as he desperately rips through the rind.
Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief?
What the... What?
He raises an eyebrow.
Looks like someone did my job for me. Your guy's free to go. He should be fine. Eventually.
Yep, that's perfect.
It is done. And quickly. I thank you. Very, very much. I hold my end of the bargain. I show you the way out. But I have something more to ask of you.
Of course.
Sahela, a young girl here. I am her protector, and she is everything. A ruler, a seer, a knower, a child. It is for all our people. Give me your map. I give you this amulet. You must pass it to the elves who still remain. Tell them I go to her.
He's worthless. And what? There's a way out that they have not found. Wow, okay. It's just that simple. Is it? It's just over here.
What's this? I found something. Let's hope this is worth the digging.
Wow, lizards can just do that. Aye. Game saved. Okay. Heckin', that's where I'm done. I'm not risking anymore. This is how far we got. This is where we will leave off next time. Yep. Yep. But thank y'all. I hope you enjoyed. Nobody's watched. It's fine.